Cheers to everyone for watching. My name is Mitchell. You're watching the Stereo Picture Society. This is a channel where I review Canadian albums, and today I'm going to be reviewing Charlie Weber's new album, Old Habits. I've known him for 3 years now, and I don't know if it's Weber or Weber. Charlie Weber is a dude from Exeter, Ontario, who is part of the London music scene. He was a former bandmate of mine when we played together in the Taylor Holden and the Law of Averages band. Now it's known as Averages. People may know him from his former solo project, Major Minor, and he's released a few EPs with that name over the last few years. But right now, this is his debut record. He's going by his full name right now, and he's also signed to London-based label Forest City Records. The co-founder of Forest City Records, Richard Gracious, has a big foot in the London music scene, and he's also the guitarist for Charlie's band on this album. This album is 12 tracks and 42 minutes, and is mostly a folk rock album, but Charlie definitely dips his foot into a lot of different genres on this thing. I really like the punk rock a la Green Day style of two of the opening tracks, Afterlife and Becki. Those two were definitely highlights for me. And the instrumentation on this thing, I really liked the fiddle on the song Midnight Hours. It really had an East Coast folk rock vibe to it. I really like the trombones on the closing track, Master Illusion, and I really like the little piano ballad that he had, the piano and harmonica on the song June. And after a while with no electric guitar on the album, I really liked when it came in for a solo on Tonight Spent Alone. I know that Charlie's been playing live either as his own name or as Major Minor around southwestern Ontario for a while now. And we definitely see that love for live music and the energy that it has on all of the songs here. As this album weaves out of high energy to low energy songs really well. It's a very well paced release. And I think all the different arrangements and voices on this thing, as well as the crowd chants, "Oh, oh, 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 I feel you on a Saturday night," make this a very good record to play live as well. Now, lyrically, I can tell that Charlie had a lot of confidence in the subject matter of a lot of the lyrics here. Charlie's lyrics have a tone that don't really beat around the bush unless he's angry or discomforted with something. And I feel like the tracks with the strongest feelings on this album are, interestingly, when he's playing alone, such as on the song The Sun, the Wind, and the Rain, a politically tinged song to how Canada's government are destroying the land. And at the end of the age of civilization, how nature will just take over the earth anyway. I thought it was really interesting that he wrote this track to be sung for guitar and harmonica, as it evoked a lot of songs from the 60s Greenwich folk scene. But going back to the bare structure of instrumentation, I thought that on June was more of a weaker track. It's mostly a song about letting a lover go, but I didn't happen to mind Charlie's unkempt and kind of talk singing vocal style on this song. I think that as June is the 7th or 8th song on the album, as it is in that position on the album, we're already familiar with Charlie's vocal style. And Charlie's not trying to sound like anybody else, he's not trying to sound polished, he's just trying to be himself. Still, I think if I heard this song first, I wouldn't be interested in listening to the record, so I'm happy that it provided a nice break from all the more energetic and well-suited songs for Charlie's voice on the rest of the record. I thought the song just before June, interestingly, Carter and Cash, was interesting. I'm not sure which girl was singing duet with Charlie, it wasn't in the credits, but I really liked her contribution to the second verse and the harmonies on the choruses afterwards, as both of them are trying to be lovers just as Johnny Cash and his first wife, June Carter, were. As I mentioned at the beginning, I thought the song Afterlife was a highlight. I thought it was really cool that Charlie was belting out and screaming these lyrics. And he's pretty much picking on society and religion throughout most of the song, pretty much coming together with this really powerful refrain. It kind of asks a bit of questions to the listener and also to Charlie himself, but I think it set the tone of the record quite nicely, and that throughout the record, Charlie sounds like somebody that just isn't perfect, he's okay with his mistakes, and that's okay, and that he's just going to party on through it. I thought the two closing tracks were a bit interesting. The song When You're Gone was a nice song that I thought could have ended the record off nicely, but instead the song Master of Illusion ends the album off, and Master Illusion is the one with the trombones that add a kind of eerie, somber quality to the track. I kind of wished for a grander ending on that track, but I also thought it was curious that Charlie brings up the topic of cancer on one of the lines in the chorus. And I wasn't sure if I should have taken that metaphorically or literally, as if he's talking about somebody else or about himself. So in that respect, I hope that Charlie's okay and that he's not dealing with that. It kind of got me worried. All in all, I thought this was a really neat local record, a nice singer-songwriter record. People interested in big folk rock bands such as Mumford & Sons and Frank Turner and the Sleeping Souls would find this record interesting. But my one big criticism of this album is that I didn't think a lot of the songs stuck with me as I listened to them again and again. But I do hope that Charlie keeps on writing songs and performing live and making bigger splashes with his music as he progresses through his career. I will also give an honorable mention to whoever produced this album. Great arrangement, great mixing, great organization of the tracks. So props to Charlie's team for all of that. Out of my handy dandy enjoyment chart, I'm going to be giving this album probably a star. You get a star, Charlie. Yeah. So congrats mate on the album. I hope everything goes well with a tour possibly coming up, and I wish you all the best. If you liked what I had to say on this video, make sure you subscribe. You can subscribe to my channel, please. You can hit me up on Twitter to see what I'm listening to and possibly reviewing next. My handle is MitchellHallSPS. Links to Charlie's music is in the description, as well as some links to follow me. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Cheers again for watching. My name has been Mitchell, and I hope you all are having a really good day. I'll see you in the next video. Later.